great spacing on offense in order to get that basket. And here we are again, eliminate help. And the reason we get that easy layup is not because of George Mason's poor defense, but because of our execution at the offensive end, Jay.
And Kurt Small rounding out the scoring of that three-pointer. 82-78 the final score. William & Mary hit the free throws down the stretch, and all in all, it was a great win on the road.
Yeah, it was very good, and I think that, we weren't able to put the game away. We allowed them to hit a three at the end, which made the score appear a little bit closer, but, we basically had a 7 to 11 point lead the entire second half, and I thought that George Mason was playing extremely well. They really came after us going after that first conference win.
We'll come back with more of the Chuck Swenson Show right after this.
Heaven and earth never agreed better to frame a place for man's habitation. It's the last land of its kind in Williamsburg, the Governor's Land at Two Rivers. Where the James and Chickahominy rivers meet, there's a residential community of natural beauty, with an island and beach sanctuary, a marina, custom-built homes, a Tom Fazio-designed golf course, and member-owned country club. The Governor's Land at Two Rivers. Discover it for yourself.
Tribe traveled to Harrisonburg last Saturday night. Coach, not a fun place to go for visiting teams in this league. Coach Drizel has really had a great winning performance, a winning team, I guess, in his tenure up at James Madison and in the Convocation Center.
I think we went up there for the wrong purpose. We probably should have gone up there for a ski trip, Jay, because we didn't play particularly well. But on the other hand, JMU just played a very good basketball game. I thought the first 7 minutes of the game, we played tremendous defense. I really did. I thought we played tremendous defense. Unfortunately, at the end of about 5 minutes of play, it's 5-2. I mean, they weren't scoring, we weren't scoring, we didn't capitalize on our good defense. And then once they started scoring and they went on something like a 10-2 spurt, we just weren't able to get the ball in the basket, and we ballooned that lead. And we didn't help ourselves in this game, and of course they didn't allow us to help ourselves.
Yeah, you talk about the snowball rolling. It was certainly rolling in Lefty's favor and James Madison's favor, and we do have some footage, some highlights from the game. That had a sold-out Convocation Center.
Well, I think, it's one of their last 3 home games of the year. You can see we didn't get rotation, obviously, on defense there, and because of that, they want to get out there and support the Dukes. But on the other hand, we've always seemed that we've been drawing well for other people this year, Jay.
I think the much improved record is an indication for that, and the fact that the Tribe plays exciting basketball games.
Right. I think that right here you see that that was our first inside basket, Jay, and that was almost 10 minutes into the game. We finally got a layup from Carl Parker, and you can see here if we missed a shot and didn't get back quickly in transition, we did a good job against Coluco, stopping three-point shots again. But when as I was saying, when we didn't get back quickly, they certainly did. Now here's another play where we did get it inside, and that was Thomas's first basket of the first half, and that was with 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go. So we really had trouble getting both Todd and Thomas on the board. They did a good job of really eliminating our inside game in the first half.
Nice drive by Thomas as we are coming down to the close of the first half. Tribe's down by 16 points at halftime, and we're playing pretty good on defense, as you mentioned, the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. What did you tell the team at halftime?
Well, I told them just to relax at the offensive end, that sometimes we're forcing things, and that doesn't help us at all. I think on offense we were trying too hard. At the defensive end, sometimes when you get down in your stance and you work hard, it pays off. But we fouled them a little bit too much, and offensively I felt that we just had to relax a little bit more and reestablish our inside game, or I should say establish our inside game. There's Jeremy Dean, who came in late, and he got 8 points in 5 minutes, so he's one of the guys that did come off the bench and really gave us a boost.
Talk about some of those young men that we have seen in the last couple of games. Jeremy Dean, Steve Purpura came in this game, and I know him played well.
Well, Steve really in both these games came in and helped us from a screening standpoint. We told Steve, don't come in there and just look to score. We want Thomas and Todd to score. You screen for other players and get them open. Did a great job of that, both at George Mason and at James Madison. Jeremy came in and did a nice job at the offensive end. Once it was just a fast break opportunity, and we were able to give him an easy layup. But he worked the boards and got a couple offensive rebounds, did a nice job.
Coach, not ask you to make a decision on your all-rookie team yet, but I've heard people say this is the best crop of freshmen in the CAA in many, many years, and the Tribe has a few of their own.
Right. Well, we've, starting out, I think we should mention that we've got Hiram Finney, who's about 6'9" and a half, and we're redshirting him. So
right.
There's a player that our fans haven't even seen yet. And, he's put on 25 pounds this year. I think it was a good decision to redshirt him, and we're hoping that after a good summer, he'll help us. And then, of course, Carl Parker, who is a redshirt freshman, but only his second year of organized basketball, Jay. He's had good games, he's had bad games. He hasn't been terribly consistent, but he has been very consistent as a rebounder for us. He's really been giving us a good boost from a rebounding standpoint. He's had really good games against New Mexico. He's had some good games in conference play this year, including James Madison at home. Mm-hmm. Not particularly, I don't know if any inside player had a great game on the road. And with Jeremy Dean, who's from Harker Prep, and he's getting better and better. It's just that when you've got guys like Todd Cawthorn, who's shooting 64% from the field in conference play, and Thomas Roberts, it's hard to find time for some of those freshmen, especially when you've got Carl Parker, who's been our first inside sub. And then Steve Purpura, who is a sophomore, he's getting better every single day, and it's just a matter of time with him. And he's got some things to work on over the summer, but in certain situations this year he can help us. So we've got a number of players. David Culley, who's an in-state freshman. The reason he didn't play against James Madison, Jay, is he was hurt. He had torn an intercostal muscle, which is a fancy name for a muscle between his ribs, and he just was not able to play in this particular game, and that hurt us. Sean Duff also wasn't available because, as you mentioned already, we're playing one-on-one, not really playing one-on-one, but working on one-on-one moves prior to the George Mason game. I got hurt, he got hurt, so I don't know what
Did you score, though?
I scored twice in a row, and that's the problem. I got excited, and we started going after each other, and actually we're trying to improve his three-point shooting. Sure. And in doing that, he landed straight-legged and had a very unusual back injury, and we're hoping that he can make it back. He may not play against Wilmington either, Jay.
And of course, the freshman that may be on the all-rookie team, probably going to get my vote, will get my vote, is Matt Berkey.
I hope he gets your vote, Jay. He's been playing very good basketball, and we've been very pleased with Matt Berkey, who he's so competitive, Jay. You know, he played on a state championship team that didn't lose a game last year. In conference play, he's shooting over 50% from the three-point line, but he's improving defensively. He's improving as a passer and a ball handler, and I can't be any more pleased with the way that Matt Berkey has played as a freshman. He started almost every game of the year for us, and he's really done a nice job the entire year. But as good as the freshmen are in this conference, when you talk about Odell Hodge, who could be all-conference as a freshman from Old Dominion, and Mario Mullen, and Darren Moore, who's 6'9", 240, Kareem Robinson from JMU, the freshman Troy Mans, who's leading the conference in assists. I don't know if he'll even make all-rookie, which is just unbelievable.
Right. We'll come back with more of the Chuck Swenson Show right after this.
Producer Gene Elliott's car provided by Denby Toyota. Coach Swenson's car provided by Coons Ford of Annapolis, Maryland.
U.S. Air Reservations, how can I help you?
Hi, how are you?
2 to Washington, please.
After you.
Yours, sir.
Thanks.
You're traveling light?
Did you have fun flying?
Yeah. You enjoy your flight with US Air? Now Washington, Orlando.
Thank you for flying on U.S. Air.
You'll hear one word again and again from the people of U.S. Air.
What's better for you?
For one very good reason.
Everything we do.
Do it.
US Air.
You go to gate 10.
Thanks very much.
Time now for the CAA Report, brought to you by U.S. Air. Remember, U.S. Air begins with you. One reminder, the Tribe will be taking on the Richmond Spiders at the Hall on Monday night, game time 9 o'clock. It's a TV game that will be televised regionally on Home Team Sports.
Yes, the Williamsburg Hospitality House is here. Enjoy our new look and our seasonally reduced room rates. As you head for the stadium or after the game, drop by for food, drinks, and a complete change of pace in our newly redecorated Christopher's Tavern. Enjoy our new and improved menu at our Colony Room restaurant, featuring the Saturday night all-you-can-eat prime rib dinner. The Hospitality House, located conveniently across from Zabel Stadium and 2 blocks from the historic area. Whether you're here for the night, for the game, or just for the fun of it, we'd love to have you as our guest.
This week's player interview features Kurt Small. Kurt, there's been a lot of talk in college basketball this year about bench scoring, and there's one man on our team that's been coming up hot off the bench as the 6th man, and that's you. Tell me about that role for you.
Well, a lot of people, say if they have an opportunity, they would like to start or whatever, but actually doesn't really make a difference to me. As long as I'm on the court and can make a contribution to my team, that's what I want to do. So actually, playing 6th man doesn't bother me at all. I like it. It gives me an opportunity to come and give my team a spark off the bench.
As 6th man, he's 2nd in scoring with about 15 points a game. He gets about 5 rebounds a game, 2.5 assists. You can do it all on the floor, and like I said, you're 2nd in a lot of different categories, so it's not like a 6-man role.
Well, like, for example, there are a lot of 6 men in the country that a lot of coaches would arguably say should be starting. So, it really doesn't make a difference. I just want to go out there and give the team what I can give and provide, whether it's scoring or rebounding or passing the ball. And if it's in the 6-man role, that's what coach wants me to do, I'm happy to do it.
It seems to provide a psychological lift. You're a pick-me-up coming off the bench. I think they sort of look forward to that spark.
Well, I hope so. I hope I can provide them, knowing that they have some points coming off the bench. And if they drop down by 2 or 3, that shouldn't be a problem because we should be able to, when I get in there, be able to, pick it up.
It hasn't been a problem. 5 of the last 8 games for Kurt have been 20-plus point games, including a career-high 27 versus the University of Virginia. Kurt, there was a special shot in that game that you may remember more than others.
Well, yeah, I guess I've been hot a little bit of late. I'm just trying to keep it going. I think I may have surprised some people this year, but I haven't really surprised myself with my play. And that, there was a nice big shot I made in Virginia. I guess it was lucky I shot and the ball went in, but I just want to keep the roll going.
That special shot was as the buzzer went out in regulation. Kurt took an inbounds pass with about 22 feet of baseline space and sank it right through the net, no problem. That was a great one.
Thank you very much.
How about off guard and point guard? You played both coming off the bench.
Well, I play both off guard and point guard, but to me it's the same thing. I just want to be on the floor. I don't necessarily feel more comfortable with one. Off guard I may have to distribute the ball. Well, actually off guard I may have to score more, and the point guard I may have to distribute more. But however I can help the team is fine with me.
Well, we'd love to see you on the floor. We're anxious for more Kurt Small on the floor this year, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back with more of the Chuck Swenson Show.
Today's Olympic Sports Spotlight features Tim Tozier, a gymnast from Vienna, Virginia. With a blend of challenging gymnastics and academics, Tim knew that William & Mary was the college of his choice.
I came to William & Mary mainly because it was close to home, which was a big incentive for me. But the main reason why I came is because of the combination of gymnastics and school of academics. The coach at William & Mary, he really stresses the academic part, and for the last 2 years we've been the academic team champions. So he really stresses school and that we attend class and that we do well. And also from a gymnastics standpoint, William & Mary Gymnastics has won the state competition for the last, I think, 18 or 19 years in a row. And we've sent guys to regionals and nationals, so we have a real competitive team from that standpoint. And I knew that when I came to school that, that I wasn't going to be the top gymnast and I wasn't going to be the worst gymnast here. So I knew that I'd come in and I'd be able to mesh with the team as it was, and hopefully after the 3 or 4 years when I was here, that then when the freshmen came in, that I would be one of the leaders of the team here.
Despite being slowed by a shoulder injury last season, Tim still managed to win the rings at the ECAC Championship last year. He also qualified to compete in the NCAA East Regionals for the 2nd year in a row. This year, he has similar goals.
Last year, I hurt my shoulder towards the end of the year, and I sat out for the last month or so of the season. And I got it operated on over the summer, and I had to take out a little piece of my shoulder, a piece of the bone. And I came back early to school in August so I could start training. And in the beginning, it was hard for me to come back because I couldn't really put my arm above my head. And then with time, I was able to compensate for that, and my shoulder got stronger, and I gradually got back into it, and now I'm to a point where I can do all the events, and I have to just be careful on a couple events like rings. I have to be careful that I don't do too much to aggravate it.
Tim has managed his time well at college, helping the Tribe to its second consecutive National Academic Team Championship. A history and a government major, Tim ranks third in the all-time William & Mary record books on rings and parallel bars, as well as fifth in the all-around.
Being a double major, it does take a lot of time outside of the gym so that I can concentrate on my studies. But I think I almost have an advantage over my friends that go to school here because I know that from 3 o'clock until, say, 7 or 7:30, I'm either going to be at practice or eating. And then I get out of practice and eating at the caf. And then I go to the library and study, say, until 10:30 or 11. And then I go home. So there's, a 3-hour block of time every single night that I know I can study. So, and then weekends, you just take the time that you can. You can study in the afternoons and then go out at night if you want to. So there's time to do what you have to do.
This week's Olympic Sports Spotlight has been brought to you by Power Bar.
Heaven and earth never agreed better to frame a place for man's habitation. It's the last land of its kind in Williamsburg, the Governor's Land at Two Rivers. Where the James and Chickahominy rivers meet, there's a residential community of natural beauty, with an island and beach sanctuary, a marina, custom-built homes, a Tom Fazio-designed golf course, and member-owned country club. The Governor's Land at Two Rivers. Discover it for yourself.
Welcome back to the final segment of the Chuck Swenson Show. This weekend, the Tribe plays at UNC Wilmington. We talked about the preparation for UNCW. Earlier this year, the Tribe won by 4 points, 67-63 in the Hall in Williamsburg, and we have some footage, Coach, of that game earlier this year, and the Tribe played an outstanding game that Saturday.
Right. Well, here you see El Sanadilli, number 33, 6'9", about 240, who's a much improved player. And then number 22, who just passed the ball. There's Shaw again to El Sanadilli, but right now, number 22, Vini, is leading their team in scoring in conference play, and that's another reason they're playing so well. Darren Moore, potential all-rookie team.
You're going to see a couple of shots from Darren Moore. He's tough to stop inside, isn't he, for a freshman?
He's 6'9", 240, Jay. He's just, look how much bigger he is than Thomas, and if you allow him to get the ball inside like we did there, it's very difficult to stop him.
Is that the key, not letting him get the ball in the low post?
Right, because he is a good shooter down low. Not particularly from the perimeter, but down low.
They do have some three-point shooters.
Well, they've got 5 guys that score average double figures, and anytime you've got that, and that was Tim Shaw, who is their leading overall scorer. But see, there's another great move by Darren Moore, only a freshman. He's going to be very, very good for them. In fact, he's not bad right now.
Exactly right. And despite this flurry of scoring by UNC Wilmington, in this highlight film, the Tribe did win. What does that do? Does that mean the Tribe will have confidence on Saturday afternoon, or does that mean UNC Wilmington will be just chomping at the bit to play well?
I think the answer is C, all the above. I think that we'll go in there confident, and I think that they'll go in chomping at the bit to beat us. And of course, if we win this game, potentially it could put us in a tie for 4th place. So it's a big game for the upper division of the conference, and it's a big game for Wilmington, who's either 9-1 or 9-2 at home. They've played particularly well at home this season.
They are, yeah, that's right. They've got one of the better records. Coach Eastman doing a fine job down there at UNC Wilmington. It is the longest bus ride. Might as well put that in there. It's the longest bus ride for the trip for the league, I think, to go to UNC Wilmington. But it's fun once you get down there.
Well, it's been a good trip. We've enjoyed it. We've always stayed on the beach, and I think it's been kind of a mental getaway for us. You know, you kind of forget the day before the game and the day of the game up until about noon that you are playing. We've usually used that as a form of escape. We've really enjoyed that. Kids usually go out on the beach if it's warm enough and read their books and that type of thing, and then we get focused after that about pregame meal on the actual game.
And it is a 3:30 start down there at Wilmington on Saturday afternoon. Coach, good luck against the Seahawks.
Well, thank you very much, Jay.
For Chuck Swenson, this is Jay Colley. For all of us at the Chuck Swenson Show, we'll see you next week.
They make ice and... Oh, wait a minute. Actually, a woman is more like a beer. They smell good. They look good. You'd step over your own mother just to get one. But you can't stop at one. You want to drink another woman. So I says, yeah, if you want that money, come and find it, 'cause I don't know where it is, you baloney. You make me wanna retch.
How can I get her to notice me?
Meet me at the treehouse, Bart, and come alone. Thanks for coming.
I pleased the aim.
I'm so happy. I just had to tell someone. I have a boyfriend. You won't be needing this.
It's hot. It's spicy. It sizzles. It's the new hot-looking, hot-blooded Ford Ranger. The 1993 Ford Ranger. It's the hottest thing to hit America since the Chili Pepper.
Ford trucks, the best ever
Just when they thought it was safe to break out of prison.
Hiya, pal. Don't you know a kid always wins against two idiots?
Oops. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Did you guys give up?
Rated PG. Starts Friday, November 20th at theaters everywhere.
Hi, honey. How did your checkup go today?
Fine. And the vet recommended something for our pet odor problem. Arm & Hammer Pet Fresh. It absorbs odors naturally with baking soda. Veterinarians recommend it, and it won't irritate our pets.
The house smells so fresh, you'd never know we had pets.
Arm & Hammer Pet Fresh Carpet Deodorizer. Safe around pets.
Recommended by vets. Oh.
Arm & Hammer introduces a new way to fight the toughest pet odors. Pet Fresh Super Fresh Scent. For long-lasting freshness.
Sunday.
Let's get busy.
David Wayans is back as Handyman on In Living Color.
Is that enough?
An all-new episode Sunday on Fox. Tonight,
I think I have something in the living room.
Martin's got a mouse in the house.
Judging by these little black things, he ain't potty trained either.
And when he can't get rid of it,
Don't move. He's in your back pocket.
who's he gonna call?
Your exterminator?
Little Richard guest stars.
Shut up!
On an all-new episode of Martin.